Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a live transmission of the sensational 24-hour race Grand Prix. The excitement reaches its peak during these final moments. 20 hours have elapsed since the start. Only 4 of the 11 original participants could withstand the tough race. James, number 15, is leading now, closely followed by Sven in number 7. The great favourite James, in the Yellow Lotus, has kept the lead these last 3 hours. Let's hope, ladies and gentlemen, that the cameramen give us a view of the whole circuit. Look, a total view of the circuit. A very original construction. You have seen how filmmakers can simulate reality. Of course, professionals use more sophisticated equipment. But for us, it was thrilling camera play. And what do you think about our dolly? Our wheeled truck for the camera. It enables us to make exceptional traveling. A length of strong wallpaper is fixed in a loop. A road surface has been painted on the wallpaper. Under the paper loop, a sheet of plastic. Talc powder on the plastic makes the paper loop shift easier. If you wet your hands, you will have a better grasp on the road surface. Each racing car is attached to 2 invisible nylon threads, fixed to the front of the car with adhesive tape. The threads are tied to nails on both sides. Filming speed is decreased below the standard 24 frames per second. This modification allows accelerated screen action. One can film an event from an infinite variety of viewpoints. The choice of the viewpoint and camera angle determines what the audience will see on the screen. This combination will give, relatively speaking, a long shot. 4 racing cars on the screen. We change the camera viewpoint. Instead of 4 cars, the cameraman focuses only on 2 racing cars. That's what we call a medium long shot. Closer to the event, instead of 2 cars, only 1 car is in picture. This is a medium shot. Moving still closer with the camera, instead of a complete car, only a part of it is screened. We call this image size a medium close-up. And now we move really close to the car. Instead of a medium close-up, we have a close-up. Filming is not merely taking good shots. There is also the very important process of assembling component shots of a film into their final order, and then cutting the shots to their final length. This process we call editing. Due to audiovisual media, we live very close to 20th century actuality. Who didn't watch the first moonwalk via satellite transmission? Film brings us face to face with the most thrilling aerobatics. But by transgressing the limits of the screen, we really are in the fictional world of the filmmaker. Catching, isn't it? What about flying with us? Well, just fasten a clip to the end of a two-pole wire. Then clench a wingtip of the plane into it. The wire itself is fixed to the camera with adhesive tape. Have your camera macro lensed and you can get a closer view of the object. The plane can be viewed in many different ways. Filming gives you the opportunity to play a complex game combining stage settings, space, movement, and time. The possibilities are countless. The result will be a new illusionary film world for the spectator. Why don't you try? Go ahead. Film cameras are made to be used with astonishing results, even by untrained people. In times when part of our leisure time activities are taken up by audiovisual culture, it could be a very good idea to have a go at filming. And to be sure, it's an enriching hobby. What is more, this hobby will initiate you into the language of filming. Filming techniques can be learned by anyone. Who knows, one day you may become a big name in the seventh art. Exploration of space. Man's most ancient dream becomes reality in the 20th century. Spacecraft travel millions of light years away and send on pictures of unknown cosmic matter. Gigantic masses move around through space. A mysterious ballet. While scientists are trying to conquer space, cunning filmmakers create the most fantastic space views for integrating into futuristic films. On the turntable of an old record player, we fix a polystyrene disc. Crumpled, isolating packing material simulates cosmic matter. Our meteorites can be colored according to our fantasy. The space dust of an exploded planet is launched into space and keeps turning around for ages and ages. The speed of the moving masses throughout space can be arranged by cinematographic technique. Of course, we do need a camera with variable filming speed. The relation between filming and projection speed can be as follows. Filming and projecting speed are the same. The filming speed can be slowed down. The filming speed can be speeded up. Let us make this clearer. The standard speed of both filming and projecting is 24 frames per second. In this case, both are equal. We see that the camera and the projector can get through the same amount of film within the same lapse of time. We see on the screen so-called normal movement. The filming speed was based on the rate of 12 frames per second, but the projection speed is 24 frames per second. Now, less film is going through the camera than through the projector within the same lapse of time. When filmed at the speed of 12 frames per second, but projected at 24 frames per second, the rail movement is speeded up during projection. Easy to understand that the speed will be doubled artificially. Now we're filming at 48 frames per second, while the projector speed is kept at 24 frames per second. In the same lapse of time, more film winds through the camera than through the projector. A movement shot at the speed of 48 frames per second, but projected at 24 frames per second, gives a slowed down effect on the screen. To obtain reverse action, we switch the projector so that the film runs backwards. The same effect is obtained by editing a length of film in reverse. Fascinating occurrences of space and human fantasy, two ingredients of a mysterious universe. Well, hadn't you figured it yet? Of course, the universe is full of fascinating mysteries. In addition to that, imaginative filmmakers shower us with all sorts of things on the screen. The spectator can only guess whether it is the rendering of reality or ingenious work of imagination. Let it be whatever it is. Man has always been captivated by the mysteries of the universe. What is reality? What is fantasy? A mystery. Don't you feel like joining us in this game? Take a 75-watt lamp. An opal bulb, such as photographers use in their enlarging apparatus, will do the best job. Screw the bulb into the lamp socket fixed to a plank. This is how you get a sunspot. Next, spread some glue on the bulb. Now, switch the light on and off a few times. 10-second periods will do. The glue will cook. That's real lava structure. Keep everything drying for 12 hours. If you then paint the bulb with transparent red glass paint, your lamp will turn into a real sunburst. Bear in mind that a good film must give the spectator the impression that it is real all the way. With a soft brush, apply several layers of paint. But take care and let each layer dry before applying the next one. Now, you add a little lava. Remember, if you want to get a closer view of an object, have your camera macro lensed. The magic medium used here is a plastic tube with holes drilled into it, while two movie lights of 1000 watts each provide the star flashes. An important factor while filming is the correct exposure of the film. The relatively correct exposure of the film can be determined with an electric exposure meter. It is very interesting to take a number of shots at different diaphragm stops. Each exposure will give a different but acceptable picture. The pictures you are watching now were taken with a difference of 1 diaphragm stop. An important factor in constructing a picture is also the choice of the angle of lens. Rudimentarily, there are 3 angles of lens categories. Look, out of the whole surroundings, a standard lens brings only the house in image. Without changing the camera setup, a wide-angle lens brings all the surroundings into picture. With a tele-lens, we focus on the details. It's clear that the choice of the angle of lens will have an important influence on the pictorial interpretation of our magic tunnel. This picture was shot with a wide-angle lens, a standard lens, and a tele-lens. With a camera, you can shoot reality. But cinematographical machinery also can be used for an absolute cinematographical creation. The screened pictures no longer call the attention to familiar things of our real environment. They render the realm of fantasy. A magic space exploration. A fancy play with movement, rhythm, and time. The magic of moving pictures. A magic play with form and color. A visual imagination. That's cinematography.